Hi, welcome back to the Charles B. Hayes Family Sculpture Park here on the campus of the University of Notre Dame. This is one of our most important and interesting aspects of the permanent collection here at the Snipe Museum of Art. We're over here in the eastern corner with a major piece by the artist Richard Hunt just over my shoulder. Richard is certainly one of the most important American sculptors of our time, but he's been a great and important friend to the museum and to the University of Notre Dame. We have several works by him in the permanent collection, most of which are interior pieces. We have this fantastic piece outside, and even more important, I want to note that Richard has been a very helpful and influential member of the Snipes Advisory Council. We really appreciate all you do for us, Richard. Let's spend some time with this sculpture and come to understand Richard and his career more fully. This sculpture, maquette for wing generator, is actually a model for a larger piece that Hunt was commissioned to do for Hobart Taylor, whose grave is marked by the larger piece. Taylor, a friend, was a civil rights lawyer, an attorney for the city of Detroit, and a member of President Johnson's staff for the enactment of the civil rights legislation. He was also a very successful corporate lawyer. It's important to connect with Hobart and Hunt with this piece here in the sculpture park. Take a good look at the form. There is a very solid geometric feel to the base. As your eye moves upwards, a series of more organic pieces, one even that looks like a gear, come into focus. And the piece climaxes with a series of flowing elements that seem to reach forward, up, and into the sky. From something solid, from something grounded, there is this transition into something that seems and feels, as the title suggests, winged. Considering that this is the model or the maquette for a memorial, the notion of something that is transcendent, the notion that something is transforming before our very eyes seems and feels appropriate, but in decidedly contemporary terms. Among the many formal themes that are a part of Hunt's vast repertoire, the notion of something that is winged, something that takes flight, a flame that seems to flicker or burn, appears frequently. Ironically, Hunt works exclusively with industrial materials like steel and iron, things that we feel are grounded in an architectural or engineering experience, but yet they are transforming, they are morphing before our very eyes in something that seems light, fluttering, in motion, upward, in movement. Richard Hunt is associated with a variety of movements from across modern and contemporary art. On one hand, you can see the influence of surrealism, something that is imaginative in the transformation of something before our very eyes. But, closer in date and time, his use of an abstract vocabulary and his transformation of form through industrial materials reminds us of abstract expressionism. Those forces come together in addition to a variety of historical references in his piece. Some of you may be familiar of the great Greco-Roman figures of Nike or Victory, such as the famous one at the top of the staircase at the Louvre. That icon from the history of ancient art the Western tradition is certainly referenced here. But so too are a series of staffs and bird forms that come from traditional African iron staffs. Past and present, European and African, come together in Hunt's work. Richard has had a career based in Chicago. He has been devoted to Chicago, to the School of the Art Institute, to the Art Institute, and to the Snipe Museum of Art, just a stone's throw away from Chicago. But his reputation, his influence, his career is felt truly across the United States. He has emerged not just as one of our greatest artists, but one of our greatest public artists, with a devotion to putting pieces beyond the boundaries of a museum, beyond the boundaries of someone's home, and out and in public spaces. Plazas, open air venues, public buildings across the United States have been enhanced fully by the presence of his work. Although he works, again, in an abstract, non-representational language, the references to forms that we might think of, in this instance, a wing, a flame, a bird, are with us. They take us on a journey. Hunt enables our imagination to travel with him and to transform something that is solid and sturdy, like steel, into something that seems timeless and endless. Although Richard is very much of the late 20th, early 21st century, there is an element that connects across the history of art and across artistic traditions in order to celebrate an individual, Mr. Taylor, but all of our imagination and hope for transcendence. We're so very fortunate to have this piece here in Charles B. Hayes Family Sculpture Park and an additional series of pieces inside the museum. We're very grateful as a museum and as a university community to have a long-standing and rich connection to Richard Hunt, truly one of the American greats. Thank you very much. Hope to see you out here in the park and very soon inside the museum. Take care.